Welcome to Beginner Driving, but before we start it's worth noting this isn't going to be an exercise in learning all the different buttons. I'm going to assume at least somewhat of a level of knowledge with the controls to focus on the nuances as driving as fast as possible. Now the first thing to notice in all this footage is that I'm driving backwards. That can make it difficult to talk about the controls without even confusing myself. I use the default control layout, so from here on I will describe L1 as accelerating and R1 as braking. You may hear me describe this as driving in this manner or driving as fast as possible. If I preface a statement with the phrase in casual play, I will mean talking about driving forwards, and thus my descriptions of the controls will be reversed. At times where I need to be more specific, I will simply give the controls as they are in the standard layout and avoid using the words accelerate or brake. So for now, everything from here on out, if I'm talking about accelerating, I'm describing this action by pressing L1, and braking is this action, which is R1. The driving behaves in this way the same as it would in casual play, with a few exceptions. The first is that you'll want to be holding triangle to see where you're going, of course. The big difference with the controls, however, are the swerve options. From the player's perspective, while driving as fast as possible, L2 actually swerves you right, not left as it does in casual play, and vice versa for R2. Practicing this so it becomes muscle memory is key in this game, to go around corners as fast as possible without falling off the edge. We use two characters for the run, Wiley and Marvin. They behave and handle very differently, with Wiley feeling like a motorbike, responsive, nimble, but slowing considerably at corners, while Marvin feels like a hovercraft. Whatever you point him at, he heads there and keeps his momentum. Turning involves rotating the craft, then applying acceleration in the new desired direction, sometimes even having to oversteer for corners to compensate the original momentum. Try them both out to understand what I mean. The next difference between them is how they swerve. They both have the roughly 1 second delay before you can swerve again, and when hit at exactly this delay, can swerve without the animation playing. What's different again comes back to how they feel. It's weird to talk about traction in a game involving spaceships, but that's exactly what it feels like. Wiley has high traction and Marvin has low traction. This one is a bit difficult to explain without you being able to experience it yourself, so practice using swerves around corners to see how it can keep you on the track. The final difference is their vertical control. You may have noticed in casual play when going over a jump that holding up on the analog stick will return you to the ground quicker, and you may have even noticed that doing this on the ground increases your speed slightly at the cost of manoeuvrability. Holding down on the stick has the opposite effect too. Although the animations don't reflect this, these effects carry over into our faster style of driving. They are also more pronounced. In fact, if we go off a jump and hold down on the stick, if we carry enough speed we can just keep going up and up. Wiley is more responsive to these controls, but Marvin is the faster character, so it's important to understand which situations require which inputs. So these up and down motions have different effects when on the track as opposed to above it, but we can jump from the track to the space above it. In the next video, we'll look at some advanced driving techniques which help save time in the run. Thanks for watching.